What's up, everyone? It's Roger and Abe here from the DisKingdom podcast, and we are going to be discussing on this episode the kind of recent news of a family suing Disney for a snake biting a child, which then caused their great grandmother to pass away a couple of days later. So, Abe, did you get a chance to see this news?
Yes, it was hilarious. It is ridiculous. It is stupid. But anyways, do you want to get into it or shall I?
You get into a little bit of the detail there.
All right, so let me give you the short story. Family goes to Disney Animal Kingdom, walks into a certain part of the park where there's a bunch of trees. And you guys got to understand, this is Florida. This is swampland. They built these places around jungle and make it look like jungle, but it's a bunch of swamps and a bunch of stuff, whatever, right? Anyways, so you would expect there's going to be other critters. So I said long story short, and I'm telling you a long story. Sorry about that. All right, so this family walks in to this part of the park where there's tons of trees, and all of a sudden, little snake falls on little boy, bites him. Grandma loses it, starts hyperventilating. She's okay. Disney treats the kid on the scene.
Put a Band-Aid on him. They put a Band-Aid on him.
Well, hold on. I'll get into that. Put a Band-Aid onto it. And then 2 days later, after they go back home, Grandma dies. And they're blaming Disney and her being startled because of the snake bite. Now, the thing is this. Grandma claimed that the snake landed on his leg, wrapped around him, and bit him on the leg. However, it's conflicting. What really happened was, and the family's also claiming that it was Disney's owned snake that escaped and it bit the kid, and this is Disney's responsibility. Now, the true story is, family walks in. This is a big, giant jungle of a theme park that they've created, so clearly some critters are going to crawl in. This is a non-venomous, extremely harmless snake that fell on this kid and bit him on the finger. Nothing to do with the leg, nothing. There is no venom, there's nothing. So all they did was actually put some, neosporin and a Band-Aid on his finger. They took care of him. Everything was fine. Grandma got, over dramatic. Everything was cool. Fine. They go back home. Grandma passes away.
They went back on. Apparently, they went back into the park.
That's right. They went back. Well, yeah, they went back into the park, had some fun. Everything was cool. Kid was fine. He wasn't dying from a snake bite. Grandma was still having some fun. 2 days later, Grandma dies. Looks like somebody needs help paying for Grandma's funeral. So, hey, Disney, remember that bite? Yeah, shame on you. Tisk, tisk. Yeah, there's absolutely no way that these guys are going to win this. Not to mention the story is conflicting. I don't know. I guess the lawyer who took this lawsuit from these people are like, "Oh, you want to pay me money to lose a lawsuit for you guys? Hey, as long as you guys are giving me money, I'll take it." So yeah there's just no way.
It's a bit of an odd one because I think when I was out in Florida last, I was walking back to the resort, and suddenly we were in the Port Orleans resort, walking back. Wife suddenly screams as I'm about to step onto a snake because I didn't see it. So it was like, so stepped on, and she's terrified of the things. I can't even say the word without her freaking out. So we had to walk a different way for the rest of the week. So I'm going to be, for me as like the concept of a snake here, we have like two snakes in this country. You rarely see them. I've only ever seen one in the wild in 30 odd years. So the concept of a snake falling out of a thing would freak a lot of people out. So but the Animal Kingdom, when you're walking in, the whole thing is set in a jungle, right? And there are snakes, and you're driving down the street and there's alligators, there's swamp. There is just snakes out there. And the idea that this was an escaped snake, I think that is where the story comes, because I barely even remember snakes being on show in the park, let alone an escaped snake that happened. It's like, it sounds a little bit over the top. It sounds.
Yeah. Last time I saw an escaped snake, I was watching Harry Potter. I mean, that's the last time I've seen anything about a snake escaping a zoo. This makes no sense. Go ahead. I was going to make one point, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think the real reaction from everybody that when we did the story up on the site was just this thing of, I think a lot of people just going trying to just do a cash grab. I think as well, like for especially like non-Americans, this kind of idea that Americans sue for everything and anything.
Oh yeah,
this is just one of those stories that we just kind of go, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, it all started with that one lady who spilled her coffee from McDonald's and sued, and she got the money. It's just ridiculous. No, but I wanted to make a simple point, is that it doesn't matter where you go, whether if it's a theme park, a store, somewhere, there are wild critters everywhere. It's going to happen. You're going to see them. A big example for everybody out here in my neck of the woods, Disneyland, California. A lot of people don't know this, but there are feral cats that run around the theme parks. Like literally, they have a task force of about, I think last time they checked, it was like over 500 feral cats that occasionally swing by Disneyland and California Adventure. And guess why? Why do they let them come in? Because there are little critters called rodents, rats, mice that are constantly walking around. They take care of those cats so they can actually go ahead and clear up the rodent population. That's not, if somebody gets bit by a mouse, hopefully not Mickey, at Disneyland.
6-foot mouse running around.
Nobody's gonna sue Disneyland because a little rodent bit somebody, because guess what? I'm sorry, guys. They're everywhere. It's gonna happen. So clearly, these people are cash grab, like you said. They're from Alabama, they're from somewhere in the States. Somebody needs to pay for grandma's funeral, and I guess this is the easy way out. So unfortunately, that's the case in my opinion.
Well, is the idea that, I think obviously an elderly relative, anyone of that age at the parks, it is exhausting going to the parks at any age. So there is that, that thing of, and Disney have just pretty much come out with sort of words basically saying this is rubbish, this is not right. Now they do have problems with pests, and they do have pest controls and stuff going around clearing animals. They have there's been like that video footage of an alligator in the Splash Mountain pool, and they have things like this, and they do have gator problems and stuff that they have to have teams go in, and they will go through with teams taking out the bugs and stuff. But the whole of, especially like Walt Disney World, it's a 28-mile swamp. It is essentially it has become a nature reserve, because you've got all this great big forest and swamp area with birds, gators, stuff all over the place. It is a natural reserve. There's so much animals there, and that's, for us, it's a great thing. We're driving along the road looking out for armadillos and alligators and turtles and things like that, and you can't control that amount of space. It's impossible. It's a huge 28 odd mile square area. It's just too big for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunate the kid got bit, but you know what? Honestly, they took care of him on the scene. Disney actually did respond, treated the kid, put on a Band-Aid. Family went on about their business. I think Grandma got startled by the Yeti or even the dinosaur in those rides, and then she started hyperventilating. Or you know what? Maybe she saw something back home that kind of got her startled.
It's really it's a very hard thing, and obviously from the family's point of view, I can understand the thing of losing the grandma and being upset and stuff, and I think the trouble is, I think the story is just, I think it says all the wrong things about the system that's in place with this whole problem of, if it had been maybe the boy had died, I would have felt I think there would have been a very, very different reaction to it. I think it would have been a very different story.
Honestly, I don't even think that's the case. The case is the timing. The time it took from after the grandma passing to the lawsuit being filed, that right there screams cash grab to me. If it would have been like, it took a long time, and then they finally, decided, what, maybe it had to do with this. Oh, let's think this through. The fact that they, boom, lawsuit. it immediately shows you it's a cash grab. So
it's definitely interesting. But we'd love to know your thoughts on this as well. Comment below, get in touch with us, and join in on the discussion on our DisKingdom Lounge. Quick, some housekeeping at the end of the show. Just if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. Remember to check us out at discingdom.com and on our Twitter and Facebook accounts. We are giving away a $50 disneystore.com gift certificate this week for to celebrate 1 year of DisKingdom launching. And also remember to check us out on our Patreons as well. Big thank you to Ethan at sortedapps.com and Magic Band Collectors, who I recently spoke to in an episode that you'll find up as well on the YouTube channel and the iTunes. So big thank you for A for joining me on this episode, and we shall see you guys in a later episode.
Later, guys.
Laters.
You know, those green magic bands might look like snakes. Hopefully nobody thinks they're getting bit. So
on that note, we're out.